Hey guys, Q here, and this is a strategy video for how to beat the Valkyrie in Final Fantasy VII Remake on hard mode. I'm going to do something a little different this time around. I'm going to give you two strategies. One is the magic strat, which is debatably the easiest and fastest. However, if you don't have the magic stats to back it up, it's not going to work entirely. So I'm going to follow that up with a limit break / summon strat. But to start out, we are going to want everyone to have a magic build. So Cloud is going to have the Mithril Saber. Again, you also want to give him the headband, everyone a headband. The enemy can put everyone to sleep. Barrett's going to have the EKG cannon. And Tifa's going to have the Mithril Claws. And Tifa's going to actually have the Chain Bangle here. She's going to be the one we're going to be controlling for the bulk of the fight. So for materia, for Cloud, you want to give him one of the magic ups and win materia. He's going to be our main magic dealer, damage dealer for that. Steadfast block and prayer, 2 HP ups, standard 2 MP ups. And you are going to want to give him a healing materia. And first strike can help. You can swap that out with a refocus if you like. Barrett, you want to give him the elemental and the wind materia, not only for casting wind, but it's also going to help get the enemy into the pressured state, which we're going to need. Of course, steadfast block, prayer, 2 HP ups, 2 MP ups, and you're also going to want to give him a magnified time materia, especially for the magic strat. You want to have everyone have haste. And Tifa is going to be very similar to Cloud with the magic up and wind materia, steadfast block and prayer, HP up, 2 MP ups, and you want her to have the elemental and fire materia. We're going to be controlling her, and it's going to help her survivability. With the summon strat, I did give someone a chocobo and chocobo materia, but we didn't end up using it. I don't know if it works on the boss. But if you want to try the summon strat, obviously make sure everyone has summon materia on. Alright, so as we start out, I'm just going to run side to side with Cloud to dodge these first attacks. Again, this first part of the video is for the magic strat, so you're going to see a little bit more aggressiveness than you will on the limit break strat. So as soon as you gain control, use Cloud and get behind the barrier here. This is why I wanted first strike. However, I got hit and it canceled my magic attack. First strike is not entirely necessary, but once you get behind the barrier correctly, go ahead and use him to cast Aroga. And then what you're going to do, you're going to follow that up as soon as you can with Barrett and Tifa's Aroga. If you messed it up like I did, or Cloud, you can do another Aroga. Either way, this first phase of the fight, you don't even need to use magic on. You can just run around dodging attacks, and it will automatically progress to the next phase just like this. But I usually like to just do get a little bit of damage in right at the beginning there, since it's kind of like free damage. Plus, we should regenerate some MP going through the second phase. Now, when the second phase starts, switch immediately to Tifa. Again, Tifa has the elemental and fire on. So when he does his, I forget what it's called. I'm sure it's about to do it. So, for example, Fire Wheel here. Tifa is fast enough to run away from it. Now, I messed up. I should have just chose the poison there instead of trying to sneak past him. And she got hit. Not that big a deal. But you see that bombardment, though the fire damage she was doing was healing Tifa. So, that's one of the great things about using Tifa with the absorbed fire. The rotary cannon is a lot of times followed up by the bombardment, in which case would heal her right up again as well. But this is the attack you're looking for phase 2, drill dive. Normally you can just straight up dodge away from it, but it doesn't really matter. Once he uses drill dive, have everyone cast Aroga on him as much as you can. I forgot to mention earlier, Barrett did cast a magnified haste, but we're just pushing him into phase 3 as soon as possible. And it's real easy, just as you wait for that certain attack, which only usually happens when you're close to him, mind you. You can also do it when he uses the anti-personnel gas. He will stay still long enough for you to hit him with a bunch of Arogas during that attack too. So whatever drill dive or the anti-personnel, as soon as he uses one of those attacks and you have at least 3 ATB charges across your characters, just go ahead and go, cast all of them, and you should push him into the 3rd phase. Yeah. So for this phase, what we're trying to do is bait the laser into hitting the enemy. Now, I tried a lot of different ways to get this consistent. Sometimes the laser, a lot of times when you try and set it up for the laser to hit him, the laser will wait until he moves out of the way. And that's not always the case. I found that sometimes when I get hit by this, fire drill, whatever the attack you just used, then the laser would hit and take out his shield. Other times I found that when I attacked him during a drill dive, the laser would launch and take out his shield. But there is one consistent setup I found, which you're going to see in a little bit. Right now I was just trying different things. I'm like, okay, drill dive, let's just try it out. I think I casted a yeah. See, the laser's just not launching, and I've tried standing below the laser, I've tried doing all sorts of different things, and it doesn't launch until he's out of the way, and it's quite annoying. So that is inconsistent, so that's not the one we're going for. You're going to see it again with the one of his attacks. I recorded this a long time ago, so I'm forgetting the name of the attacks, but you're going to see it in the video here. So we got another laser lined up. What we're actually looking for is Barrett's chip damage. It's another drill dive. Barrett's chip damage to get him into a pressured state. Now, I don't know if it's labeled as a pressured state, but you're going to see the boss gets all sparky. And that is your key to go in and take the hit from the laser. Just use pray or heal when you can. You want to save some magic for obviously when you're actually going to use it. But take a look at the boss here. He's got his shield up and he's just doing his normal thing. Again, with that haste, you want to make sure that you have your ATB charges for when it's go time. But none of this really matters. All you got to do, you're waiting for right there. You see how he's all sparky? That is the time. You go in and start hitting him, and the laser will launch. And that will take it out. As soon as the laser hits and takes out that shield, all you're going to do is just go ham with all of your Arogas. Make sure you're still hitting with Tifa in between spells to get that ATB up, but just use as many ATBs as you can to do that magic damage on the Valkyrie. It's going to pressure him, and then it's going to stagger him, and then it's going to take him out. Real simple. You're going to see we're going to get the stagger here. Boom. There we go. And then it's going to, just keep attacking, use the Arogas, and you should be able to get him out with one stagger. If you have the magic stats to back it up, which you should. I mean, by this point in the game, you should have it. But it's pretty quick and simple to take him out once I figured out how to get that laser to trigger. That was the hard part. Just spent hours trying to figure out a consistent way to get that laser to trigger, and it's when he gets all sparky. When he gets all sparky from Barrett's chip damage, that's your cue to move up and let yourself get hit by the laser so that it can take out his shield. For the limit break strategy, it's very similar, obviously, for the very beginning. So, in this first phase, instead of casting Eroga with Cloud, you're going to switch to Tifa. Come on, switch to Tifa. I don't know why I was doing this. Either way, you can just use this phase to... there we go. You can use this phase to gain a little bit of limit break. Again, this phase will automatically end and go into phase 2. And what I'm going to show you first is the summon strat. You cannot trigger the summon bar until at least the second phase, and something to remember is that the summon bar does time out. I don't know exactly how long, maybe 300 seconds. That seems about right looking at my timeline here. Again, Tifa's got that fire absorb, so she just takes the bullet damage and then gets healed up by the artillery, and with the napalm drop as well. But don't do what I did. If you're gonna try for a summon, don't do what I did and do it right at the beginning of the second phase. You want to do it toward the end of the second phase. Alright, so we got that first phase out of the way. Again, you don't even have to do any damage. You can just use it to gain a little bit of the limit break to get the slog done a little bit. Now, the reason you might want to use the limit break is that if you don't have the magic stats to back it up, you really want to have the DPS to take him out on that first stagger in the third phase. So toward the end of the second phase, when you have everyone's limit break up, you're going to want to use Barret because he's too slow to dodge anything anyway. You're going to want to use Barret to get down to critical HP. Now, speaking of that first strike that Cloud didn't need, you could give him a revive materia just in case Barret does die here. But you can see once you get down to crit HP, Barret's that summon gauge is going to show up, and you can use that during the third phase as well. Just don't do it at the beginning of the second phase like I did here, because you will see that it disappears. And then now for the long slog. The problem with this fight, and this is why the limit break strategy is kind of a secondary strategy, is how long it takes to gain these limit breaks, and you're constantly healing. It's just a lot of effort for something that's not entirely necessary. But if you're having trouble with the magic strat, you don't have the damage, you can get everyone's limit break during the second phase pretty easily just by blocking these bullets and running, making sure that they're not poisoned, using regen if someone does get poisoned, because that'll get rid of their poison status. But there we go. And again, do Tifa last because she's the one who self heals, so that way it'll give the most time to also regenerate MP. And I forget what I was trying to do here. I was trying to bait something, and I'm like, wait a minute, that is not the video I'm recording right now. Oh no, that's right. I was waiting to see if they would trigger his third phase. But again, with the laser, wait till he gets all sparky, and the laser will hit him and take down his shield. The difference here, you are still gonna cast. There's those Erogas, but then when the ATBs are gone, that's when you're gonna use the limit breaks. So you can see is weak to air, wind attacks. So you're going to still have everyone use whatever ATBs they have once you get that shield down as air attacks, Eroga attacks. There we go. And then once their ATBs are gone, use those limit breaks. Now, one of the limit breaks should get him into a staggered state anyway. You can see Tifa didn't have any ATB charges, so she just went straight in with the limit break. And that, in combination with the Eroga that Cloud and Barret are casting, gets him staggered. And then we got 2 limit breaks to back it up. So again, if you don't have the magic stats to back up the backup the simple magic strat, you can supplement it with a limit break or two, or all three, like you saw here. And if you did the summon manipulation, where you get Barrett down to critical HP and then just heal him back up, you could have also got the summon out during the third phase as well. Hope you want to wait to cast your summon until the laser drops the shield, and then use those summon attacks as well. The summon attacks that don't require the enemy to stay put. But again, really just use your magic, and it should be easy enough. If you can't supplement it with that limit break, I don't like how this video went, so I don't think I'm going to follow this format in the future. But either way, once you know the strategy, he's actually not that bad. Once you know what triggers that laser, it's not so bad. Just wait until Barrett's chip damage gets him all sparky, and then just take the hit from the laser to guarantee that it takes out Valkyrie's shield, and then go ham with your magic or limit breaks, whichever one you chose. Alright guys, that's long enough for this video. They're supposed to be short and sweet, but regardless of that, I'm the Strategic Gamer, and I hope it helps.